Hi, I purchased this Naturehike ArmyWild cot last year. I didn't want to review it right away, wanted to use it a bit, so I used it for about 5 days last year. It was kind of the end of the season, and I also just went out on another trip this year and figured it was time I spoke to you about it. It is a pretty easily assembled cot rather. It is very lightweight. Easy to put together if you understand the instructions. So the first thing is, they do have assembly instructions on the bottom. However, they are really difficult to read or understand. So you can read them, try to understand them, but I suggest that you make it easier on yourself and go to Google and Google Naturehike ArmyWild cot. And you will have a review pop up along with some other different cots. Make sure it's ArmyWild. And you'll probably have like an outdoor gear type of review that makes it very clear. And I actually watched that a couple of times just to make sure I understand how simple it was. Another tip for you. You are going to have a very difficult time putting this cot together if you accidentally, instead of having this rod bending like this, you reverse everything and you have it bending downward. Every single one of those red poles needs to be pointing upwards. These are all shock corded, these legs, onto this, so you need to make sure that when you're changing the shock, when you're putting these on the bar, that they are shock corded up. That's the biggest mistake I made, and it was very frustrating. Another simple tip for you: make sure when you are putting this together, and you're inserting this bar onto that bar, you hear a snap. If you just slip it on, it's not going to be secure. And even though you might still be able to assemble it and sleep on it, it's not going to be comfortable because that's not going to be a tight fit, and your fabric is going to sag on whichever one is not snapped in. I made that unfortunate mistake with my center bar with this one, and as a result, my low back did not get the support it needed. That is really the most important things. I just want to point out too that this side is where you'll be inserting the long bars that make up the length of your cot. So that end is open. This end is closed. There's material covering it. So make sure that you do press this in as far as it can go. And then you've got this that might be able to, got a little piece here that you can put over it and try to hold it in place, but it's not really necessary. Just press it in as far as you can. This one, for example, is a little bit further out than it needs to be. That one's fine. Hope this helps. It's a fine cot. I would also suggest you get a pad of some type to make it easier on yourself, more comfortable. So enjoy your camping. Bye.
And over 25 inches wide. I'm 5'9", 180 pounds. I can lay on this. My arms in. Lay in my side no problem. Very stable. Nice spring, not too hard, which I like. Let's take a look at the clamp mode. Has a release button, which is nice. You just pop that right off like that, and there it is. So again, real tough aluminum. These are plastic, might be a little light duty, but The release button is really nice, and all you do is when you get it assembled, put that on, lift it under, just like that, locks right in place. So, really nice, like a lot. 5 pounds.